Hi, Sarah. So I found HypnoBirthing before, when I was pregnant with my second child. I'd had
Who is how old now?
He's 12 now.
12, okay.
Yeah. And I hadn't had a bad experience in my first birth experience, but it was a fairly long labor and not that easy. And I had some questions about it. When I started looking around for classes, I came across HypnoBirthing, and when I read the book, I felt like it answered every question I had about my first birth.
Wow.
It made so much sense to me because in my first birth, like a lot of moms, I did have a lot of fears.
Yeah.
I also knew for that first one that I was going to be a single mom. And so I just had a lot of fears about that too, right? Because I was quite young. I didn't know how I was going to support myself. It was, my first baby, it was quite an adventure, let's say. Yeah, so when I read about the connection between how your birth goes and how fear interferes with the birth process, it really completely made sense to me. And so I took the course with my husband. He is not at all like into alternative stuff. He's like a very conservative guy. And so he was pretty skeptical at the beginning, and he thought, okay, fine, she's pregnant, I better just do what she says, basically.
It's good policy, actually. If you're on the fence, just pick a side.
That's right.
Her side.
Her side, exactly. Yeah. And so he came, and he fell in love with it too, and he started going to work and telling all his friends how they should check this out.
Oh.
We had an amazing birth with that baby. That was my second baby and his first baby. And so that's how I got into HypnoBirthing. So it's funny because even before I finished the course as a mom, I already knew I was going to take the course to teach it.
Oh, that's so nice.
So in addition to HypnoBirthing, I'm an evidence-based birth instructor also. So I bring a lot of that to my classes, the science behind what we teach. That birth really works on your hormones. And what causes your body or your brain really to release hormones is your emotions. And so if you're in a feel-good state, you will release lots and lots of the hormones that you need to give birth. So the two hormones of birth are oxytocin and endorphin. So oxytocin is also known as the love hormone. So there's no hormones in our bodies that only do one thing. All our hormones have multiple things that they do for us. So all people, men and women, have oxytocin in their system, and when our brain releases it is when we feel good, when we feel trust towards somebody.
Sure, safe.
One of the reasons why a handshake is actually so powerful is because it causes you to release a little bit of oxytocin. And oxytocin is what actually creates your contractions. So if you were to go to the hospital and get a medical induction, they would give you an artificial form of oxytocin to make those contractions happen. Outside of birth, the time we release the most oxytocin is when we have sex. Right? And so if you think about what kind of environment, what kind of support you need for birth, it's pretty much what you would want for like a nice romantic evening. You want to feel safe and secure. You want the people around you to be supporting you and treating you in a loving way. And then the other piece is, the thoughts that we have, the beliefs we hold at an unconscious level also affect our emotions. So if you go into birth really terrified, like I was the first time, for sure, you're not going to be releasing as much of those good hormones. You're going to be releasing stress hormones, which actually interfere with you being able to use the oxytocin and endorphins. So the interesting thing is that really, as mammals, we're meant to be almost in this trance-like state during birth. You know, the hypnosis that we use in the course, one, we use it to release fears at the unconscious level, so at a really deep level. Also to implant good, positive ideas about your body, about birth. We use the hypnosis, to release the fears, to help you feel more confident in your body. And then also just to help you practice going into a state of relaxation and to have the skills to go into a state of relaxation. And one of the things I really emphasize in my classes is making your own decisions about your birth. So, does hypnobirthing work? Well, yeah, it helps you be in a more peaceful state of mind. It helps you be more confident in your body. It makes you be more confident in making your own decisions. Whatever happens during your birth, you can rely on the skills you learn in hypnobirthing to take you through that experience and make it the best, most positive experience possible.